Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Finks.
We're back, man. Episode 304.
Yes, sir.
Let's get right into it. Very funny story. A young athlete named Noah Kaniga, right? But he pronounces it Noah Kaniga. It's spelled last name K-N-I-G-G-A. This nigga got built-in racism in his last name. All right. High school sports star Noah Kaniga. Fans want me to make jerseys. I'm working on it. Right. Noah Kaniga is looking to give people what they want. Telling TMZ Sports he's gotten a ton of requests to sell jerseys and merch after becoming an internet sensation. And he wants to help make it happen. The two-sport junior from Lawrenceburg High School in Indiana went viral after the masses got wind of his unique surname. Relax, it's pronounced Kaniga this week, which is naturally resulted in thousands of social media users chiming in on the phenomenon. I just think what it is like a white dude with this name, and I think it's funny, but like, let this kid live his life, man. He didn't choose his last fucking name.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Somebody said like, they said the announcers is gonna love like really saying his name, like Kaniga with the touchdown. And he scores. So like
that Kaniga is fast.
It's like Kaniga. Somebody just don't. You better keep using that K. Make sure you put that K first.
Yeah, I wish the
That's it cut right there. You hear that?
That was weird.
Yeah, that was you.
What's happened?
That was you, man. You good? Is it straight now?
It's still recording.
Is that your headphones?
I have no idea what happened. I'm like, I try to say Kaniga, it just say the Noah, and then just
AI cutting us off. It's editing the fucking podcast now. Motherfuckers listening.
That was crazy. But no, I think, I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, at first when I seen it, I thought the K was silent. I just thought it was like the word no or knife or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, you gotta pronounce that.
Somebody used his name like they've been using it. It's like you don't even know a nigga. Right?
Yeah. That's funny. It reminds me of that Dave Chappelle skit, you know, the Neggers.
The Negger family.
Yeah.
Other one said to talk about his dad, because his dad is also a coach. And they were like, can a nigga even coach?
That's the only nigga coaching out here.
RG3 this is like RG3 interviewed the family, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I have a question. Have you guys ever been to Paris?
Yeah, I heard that.
And it was like, I think I know what you mean, man. It's that song, that In Paris song.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I respect it. He don't even say the word. It seemed like he has an opportunity. It looked like he got some he looked like he getting some scout, not no offers, but he looked like he getting some interest for some schools.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out
got
to him.
Some size on him, 262, 208.
Yeah, he's a linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a name like that, you got to be good.
Yeah.
You got nigga built into your name as a white boy. That's gonna be a tough life.
Yeah.
All right, they'll be like, nigga to the front. Nigga to the front.
Yeah, like, that's tough sledding. Like, I would imagine as a kid being in, when the subs come, the subs don't ever know how to pronounce no names. So they got to do the Key and Peele skit all over again.
I feel bad for this kid too, because especially being on the team full of black guys. They're like, hey, what's up, my nigga? What's good? Hey, what's up, nigga? He think everybody talking to him. He's like, hey, what's going on? My name's Noah. He's like, nah, we ain't talking to you, white nigga.
Mom, I was in Compton today and everybody just kept saying my name. Like all these black kids kept saying my name.
Oh man. Oh my God. There was a funny skit. It wasn't just oh my God. It came and went. But this guy having that last name and getting that offer, I wonder if he's gonna go to like a black college or something.
Go to HBCU.
Go to HBCU with that name. That'll be like, it's going to confuse every black person on that campus.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck is this? Is this kid trolling us? Did he change
get beat
his
up
name?
for saying his own last name? That's crazy.
He's like, my name is Kaniga. I didn't do anything. What's going on?
What you call me, boy? That's funny.
You said what?
I said, what you call me?
No, that's my last name. He's like, I know people like you back in the day. You didn't like people like me because I was black. Like, no, my last name is Kaniga. He's like, they call me Kaniga too, baby. My first name was Keith, so they called me.
They call me nigga.
They just put it together.
K nigga.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
That's
they're
crazy.
gonna have a lot of fun with this last name, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a what do you call it? I remember back in the day when we had like a substitute teacher or teachers that couldn't pronounce like Latino and black names. It was always fucking hilarious. It'd be like, Diramonte, it's Diramonte. It's Diramonte. Okay. Lupita, it's Lupita.
Yeah.
Lupita Gonzalez. Here.
Yeah. Subs is just the worst.
Rogelio Gomez. It's Rogelio. Rogelio, man. Damn, you keep getting my name wrong. Fuck. That's the funniest thing too, man. Growing up, if you really didn't have, if you grew up on the lower end of the income bracket, chances are you went to a school with a lot of black and brown kids, right? So the funny thing is like they would just be like, especially we had like a white substitute, and no slight to white folks, but sometimes when you don't grow up around a lot of people with those ethnic names, it just is confusing.
Yeah.
You know, you don't grow up with the Shanikas and Tyrell is not a hard name.
Yeah.
But the Duramonte, Duramacious and shit like that, you don't know how to, because it's not even spelled the way you think it should be spelled. It's not even spelled that way.
Yeah.
So you just like trying not to get the name wrong.
Yeah. Now you got, and then, you know, on top of getting names wrong as a sub, now you got pronouns.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard out there for it. It's hard out there for a sub.
You know what's
trying to say some names right.
You know what's hard out here for a trans. How you got a trans name? You got the non-binaries in class. It is like, I don't refer to him or her, but R2 and there is who I identify as.
Yeah.
You're like, you just destroying the English language now.
Yeah.
At this point, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, it's hard out there.
Yeah.
These days.
Yeah, well, shout out to this kid, man. You know, unfortunately, you got built-in racism as a last name.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, hey, at the end of the day, if you got to drop the KN bomb, man, just go ahead and do it, man.
Kanega doesn't sound crazy, though. Like,
no.
But when you see it spelled, yeah, it definitely look crazy.
Yeah, that's got to be wild.
You just got to make sure if he does play college football, and, you know, the announcers, they have a lot of times, they have the phonetic spelling. So they should be good. But yeah, if you get on one of those, you know, it's an away game or something like that, and, you know, it's at a different school that's not your normal announcer, yeah, it might be.
It's like being a fullback and your last name is Dick.
Yeah.
Like, look at Dick run the ball. Look at that big Dick running down the field.
Dick's hitting the hole.
He's hitting the hole. Oh, there's got a couple of, they gang tackled that Dick.
Yeah. Somebody said something. Why? Did you see it? I think.
The dude named Penix from fucking Washington. They said big penis energy, big penis energy.
No, not that one.
Oh, that one?
It said, no, it was one of the, like the commentators. He was sitting next to, what's the kid he went to UCLA, short running back. He played for the Jaguars.
Oh, Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah, Maurice Jones-Drew.
Oh, that was recent. I posted that where he said like, Patrick Mahomes has never had a defense this good.
Yeah.
So going forward, should they like, can they just ride the D? And he was like, he's like, the defense. Like, all right.
That's crazy. You can't just say that on national TV.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That'd be funny. Skip Bayless is hilarious too, because he'll be like, it's wild. What's great, like you need to swallow it, take it in, breathe it in, and just take a bite out of it. Just swallow all of it. And then it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he tripping.
He's like, I'll take everything. I'll take all of it. I'll swallow it down. They'll be like, but he's talking about it in like a football reference.
Yeah.
You know? Suck it up, swallow it, dude. You're a professional athlete.
Yeah.
And then Richard Sherman will be like, oh.
Yeah. I would say like sometimes it'd be funny, sometimes it'd just be like
immature.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, dog, y'all adults.
Yeah, but it's just hilarious. But the thing about it, it's not new. Cameron and Mace been doing this shit for over 2 decades.
I think the way they do it is just too much. It's like
It's a lot.
everywhere. It's like you can't say nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I'm tired. Pause. How you gonna be tired? That's crazy. Saying you tired is crazy.
Saying you're going to be tired is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Switching gears. The greed of subscription-based apps. Recently, Peacock had an exclusive playoff game with the fucking Chiefs and the Dolphins, and they put it on Peacock. And this is what Charles Barkley said about it, in quote. Charles Barkley said, showing this game not on cable, that's low class. Barkley said, that's not cool. They're just being greedy pigs. I'm glad some NFL players are taking some shots at them. I know the NFL is the biggest thing in the world, but to put this game on Peacock and make people have to buy Peacock, that's just low class. I'm disgusted. You know, and it wasn't only him. There was some a congressman. Congressman demands the NFL stop putting playoff games on streaming services like NBC's Peacock. Fans don't deserve to be squeezed even further by greedy corporations. Mm-hmm. What else he had to say? Republican Pat Ryan, a New York Democrat. Hold on. Oh, this says Representative Pat Ryan. A New York Democrat is fed up with the NFL and NBC Sports over decision to nationally air one of the league's first round playoff games exclusively on NBC's streaming platform, Peacock. It is absolutely ridiculous that my constituents who already pay for NBC have to pay even more to watch this game, Ryan wrote in a letter to top NFL and NBC officials. How much more profit do Roger Goodell and NBC need to make at the expense of hardworking Americans before they are satisfied? I'm demanding the NFL and NBC stop the BS and offer fans the service they already pay for, or we're coming for your antitrust exemption. So people are like, they're not okay with it. I'm not okay with it. I think it's bullshit. Mm-hmm. I think that if you're gonna have like a broadcast, but it's like a multiple broadcast, like, you know, they have those exclusive games that are on Prime Video. They're also available like maybe Fox or somewhere else.
Not that though.
What do you mean?
Not Prime.
What are you talking about?
They show the Thursday night games.
Yeah.
So they're not also available on Fox.
No, not Fox, but on somewhere else, like on cable or whatever.
I'm just saying, don't use that as an example because that's not the case.
Well, no, I know, but it's available in more than one place, correct? Even when it's on just Prime?
No.
It's only on Prime?
Yeah. Thursday night games are on Amazon Prime.
Oh, I'm tripping. Okay, they're only on Prime for those. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
I mean, Thursday night games also started out like that. They did. They used to be on NFL Network.
Yes, they did.
And then they kind of like, wiggled their way into Amazon. So that was already an exclusive behind the paywall kind of thing.
Right. So yeah, it's not a great comparison, but it did start out that way. Mm-hmm. But this is some new bullshit business model. I think that maybe the game of the week during the season they could do this, like the Niners versus Dallas. If you do Peacock, it's still fucked up. But at the same time, I can understand during the season. But playoffs, that should all be free, man.
It's the playoffs, dog. Like, imagine the one kid that's like, this would, if I was a kid and I'm like 10 years old, I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan. I'm coming home from whatever long day of hanging out with family or whatever, and you just want to turn the game on, and then you realize that you got to go to Peacock to watch the game.
That's ridiculous.
I would be devastated, especially if we didn't have it. If we just got regular basic cable and really got streaming, we don't got streaming services like that.
What I think too is as far as this Peacock thing goes, I think that they're going to win. They already made this deal a long time ago. I had a conspiracy theory that I shared with Keith, and that was that. Maybe because of Taylor Swift and her bringing an audience to the NFL is why they did this shit, to leverage that relationship. But that's not true because they made this deal back in May, right? Mm-hmm. So since they made the deal back in May, that voids out my conspiracy theory. However, the Swifties will still have a huge impact on Peacock because they will literally order this just to see Taylor Swift. Even though it's not about the game more specifically, the Swifties really fucking dominate. They really spend money to see Taylor Swift, regardless of where she's at, because they want to see her being cute in her little jacket. Matter of fact, Kyle Juszczyk's wife made that jacket for her, which I think is pretty dope. She's actually very talented.
The jacket was fly.
The jacket was fly, and it's super stitched and really nice. She made one for Debo Samuel, and then she made one for Taylor Swift and Pat Mahomes' wife too.
Yeah, that's fire.
And the jackets are completely made out of jerseys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she needed, bro. Real talk, like
she would be a wealthy woman.
No, bro. Honestly, the NFL need to partner with her, bro. I swear to God, because this could be the next best. This could be the new starter jacket. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's genuinely dope. And she not one of those NFL wives that's just pretty. Like, she has a legitimate talent.
Yeah. Which I never seen her before.
Huh?
So I never seen her before.
She's very pretty. Yeah. We have the same taste, so you can just take my word for it.
That's funny.
Yeah, but nah, man. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, this Peacock shit, they said they're only doing it, for that playoff game. They better not do this shit next year. I know that much.
Yeah, I think the issue I have, and I'm gonna tread lightly because I don't want to step on I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, but I would say that it's just not very timely, right?
Nah.
To have the wild card weekend, it's the beginning of the playoffs. We trying to see who's going to move on next week. You got Patrick Mahomes, who's got, multiple Super Bowls, and you got Mike McDaniels and the Dolphins, and they got this, high pace, fast offense, and we just want to see what happens. And then I think for me, the worst part is, like, I literally didn't know that the game was going to be on Peacock until like 30 minutes before the game started. So it's just like, dog, you expecting to be watching football, like a couple games back to back. You going to kick back, get you some food, chill, whatever, and watch some football. Then you only to realize, like, this game ain't even coming on regular TV. And I would say I get it, because what I try not to do is speak about these things, like speak about business practices in a way where I'm sounding like just a consumer, because like I'm also like I have a business myself, and also am an aspiring business owner, and I want to run multiple companies and things like that. So I never want to be the person that's just like big corporation, blah blah blah, because there's going to be a day where I get to make these type of decisions. But I would say even with that, I think that it was just not. There are some corporations that can do things that fall very flat, and I think this is one of them, because I think one of the things that they're doing wrong is they introduced it at a time where, like, you already kind of grandfathered in. Like, we've been watching the games on NBC, Fox, CBS, ESPN all year, right. And then Amazon Prime, of course. So we know anytime when I look on my ESPN app, I check to see what network the game is on, right? So I'm already knowing that it's going to be on one of those 4 or 5 different places, depending on if it's a Sunday night game. Most NFC games are on Fox, so I know 9 times out of 10 the Niners are going to play on Fox or whatever. So that's kind of where I'm going. But when you have done that for 18 weeks, and then all of a sudden, the first weekend of playoffs, you just throw this random game on there. I get it as kind of like a testing thing, but you got to test that stuff out in the regular season. Maybe test it out even in the preseason to see if people would jump over there and watch the games. But you can't do that in the playoffs. That's crazy, man. Like, you've already built up a rhythm as to like where people are going to go watch TV, and then all of a sudden you just throw this curveball in there.
Yeah, and I'll say this though, in regards, I think with you being as you write, also if you write for a show and it could end up on one of these networks and they could put it behind like almost this paywall method, right? So I get why you don't want to elaborate too far, but I will. I think this is strong arming people. I think it's fucked up. I think it's bullshit, and I also think that there should be a better way of going about it. Like, if you do have Peacock, it should be a free trial, right? Everybody get a free trial. Don't charge any fans for this shit, and then they could just cancel it any time. I think that's a better way to do it, and I think that you can retain subscribers that actually want to stay, but saying exclusively on Peacock, you have to subscribe. It's like, bro, you're just turning me upside down. to get my fucking subscription. Not to mention, you don't constantly you're showing one fucking NFL game. You're making me pay for all the other programming you have. That's all you're doing. All those shows you have on Peacock and all that shit that you have on there, you're literally forcing people to take one game, that they're paying for to watch all that shit. And I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, that's my thing too. It's like it's the playoffs. There's only going to be like four more games depending on.
They're not showing any more games on Peacock. That's
no,
it.
I'm saying in real life. Like it's only a couple more games and it's the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So I just don't understand like where it would be different, right? If they drop like say Bel Air, for instance. Like I actually I think I subscribed to Peacock when the show Bel Air came out. But you realize that you're going to hold me over for maybe like 12 weeks because that's the duration of the season, right? But with this, the season is already over. And like you said, this is only like it's a one and done thing. So you're expecting me to pay the subscription fee for the month. And by the time the next month comes around, there's not even going to be any more football.
Pay attention to whatever Peacock is dropping now. Because there could be something that they're dropping that is major. It could be some new show that's coming out. Like in the next 30 days, there could be something that they're trying to drive so much attention to it that maybe this NFL game was like they use it as leverage to get you over there.
But the thing is like that it doesn't translate though. Like right. Because I like watching Patrick Mahomes play football. That doesn't mean I'm going to like the show that you're trying to hold me over to watch. Like I think that if you're going to advertise or promote a show, then you got to you got to find just a better way. Like you got to draw me in. Like what they did with Bel Air, it was just kind of like the rollout, having Will Smith, kind of popping out and doing interviews and stuff. That kind of drew people into Peacock. But I don't know if you making me pay for a football game to draw me into a TV show is the right way to go about keeping me on a subscription-based app.
They could use the cliffhanger method, meaning you paid for the subscription and let's say, hey, you canceled it, so you only paid $6, but you still get the whole rest of that month. Even though you cancel, you still get to finish that month.
Yeah.
And by the time that month ends, I'm saying pay attention to Peacock because they could be releasing a show or something on there that's going to be huge. And they only brought you over here for that month so they could fill in gaps within that month of shows or whatever that you may like. And you from what you're saying is maybe they should have promoted that or did this or that. But what better way to
that's what I'm saying.
Over?
What I'm saying is that's a terrible idea. What I'm saying is if I want to watch football, I want to watch football. Mm-hmm. Like if you get ESPN Plus, you're not getting ESPN Plus to watch This Is Us.
That's not true, though. That's not true, though. Because football fans also watch other things and other series. That's why, like, when they get subscription fees, they might like this one show, but there's other things that they like. Like, a lot of times, we may watch different platforms or different things, but they come from the same, I guess, entity. Like, I might watch Joe Budden's podcast on YouTube, and I watch this, but it's on the same platform.
I don't think it works like that. I think you can promote, like they use the Super Bowl to promote any and everything. Mm-hmm. Like we like watching food, people like drinking beer, like so they're going to throw those ads together into the Super Bowl. I get that. But what I'm saying is, like for me, for example, I don't really watch any shows on TNT. Right. But during basketball season, I know that every week they got Charles, they got Kenny Smith, they got Shaq on there, and I'm tuning in. I'm going to watch the basketball game. But as soon as the basketball game is over, they'll throw on like different show, like a TV show that I'm not watching, and that's just the reality of the situation. I think people, the way that TV is like presented to us now is very curated. Like there are people, they might watch Power, so they gonna have their stars out. They might watch Atlanta, so they gonna hop on FX. They might watch The Bear, so they gonna hop on FX. They gonna watch their shows on Netflix or whatever. They might binge watch an old show or something like that. So I just don't think that it is very efficient to try to sell a network with a singular football game in order to sell a TV show.
But it's been working. Singular things have been carrying whole apps, such as Power with Stars.
No, a TV show.
Right.
We're talking about one game.
Yeah, it's one game.
We're talking about 3 hours worth of football.
But the same people that watch that one game also like other things outside of football. And if they do a good enough job of promoting that on Peacock, then they'll be able to retain some people. So they've already done the analytics. Like people that watch football also like other things, and some of those other things might exist on Peacock. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if that's what they use, cool. But I still think they could have did it a better way. I think they could have gave free memberships. I think that would have been better. But because they're so fucking greedy, they decided to use football as a way in a playoff game. This is the ultimate sign of greed. You use playoffs. Playoffs are very rare.
Playoffs?
Yeah, playoffs. And they literally have a commercial with Jim Morris.
Yeah,
you seen it?
Yeah.
He looks great, man.
Yeah.
He looks great. Mm-hmm. He's got to be around 80, dude.
Yeah.
Let me see how old is Jim Morris Sr. That guy's got to be at least if he's not 80, he's got to be like 78 or something. It's something, Jim Morris Sr. Jim Mora. All right. Senior. Jim Moore is 88. God damn.
That's old. That's up
He
there.
looks amazing.
Yeah. That's good. Good for him.
Wow, man. Shout out to him, man. Jim Mora, if you don't know who he is, he's got playoffs. Playoffs? We can't win a game. Yeah, shout out to Jim. But yeah, man, you got to do better. I'm not a fan of all these apps, and also, I'm just gonna come out and say it, Keith. Okay.
What you gonna say?
Allegedly, I might be getting illegal cable. Okay, allegedly.
That sounds crazy. Why would you say that?
Because it's alleged. I can't confirm or deny.
Singing, man.
I can't confirm or deny that I may be getting illegal cable. Okay. Yeah, it's alleged that I have like 230 ESPN channels. Allegedly.
All kind of accents on there.
Yeah. But that's the thing, man.
Yeah.
I think people are resorting to those things.
I think that, I think that you got to do what you got to do. So I'm not knocking what nobody is doing. I will say though that when it comes to having it's just too many at one point in time, it made sense, right? Mm-hmm. Like for you to, it was a point in time where it was only a couple streaming platforms. It was like Netflix and Hulu and maybe Amazon, and those were kind of like the three go-tos. And you would be able to, like Amazon, you kind of doubling it up with Prime anyway, so it makes sense. But Netflix was just grandfathered in because we've been had that since like 2011 or something like that. Mm-hmm. So those made sense. And then it came a point in time where it was like, man, I'm canceling my cable because I'm only spending like, it was like back in the day, maybe like $7 a month on Netflix. I don't remember the price, but it was dirt cheap. And then, you was just getting like, quality movies. You was getting old TV shows and all this other stuff like Friends and Seinfeld and all that stuff was on there, right? And then, so you switch out your cable bill that was probably like 50, 60, 70 bucks a month. And then you take it all the way down to like a few dollars a month for Netflix. And then everybody and their mama want to have a streaming service now. Disney Plus comes out, BET Plus comes out, Peacock comes out.
Everybody want money, man.
Yeah, all these different platforms. And then it started to become like, dang, this show is really good. I want to watch this, or this show is like super popular. Then you get HBO Max, and then you get like the TV networks that are starting to streaming services. So it just became like, if you really want to watch, like if you want to be in the know, like if you want to watch Atlanta, if you want to watch Succession, if you want to watch Better Call Saul, like all these different shows that are like, in different places, like you're going to be paying almost more than you would with the cable. If you had cable.
It's so many ways to there's so many ways to release shows too. Mm-hmm. Like imagine if they had like a price per episode, like where it'd be like $1.50 per episode.
Yeah, they used to do that. Like, used to be able to purchase like episodes on Amazon and stuff.
I think they did do that over there. Yeah, it's a trip, man. We're paying for too much stuff, man. Cut back on it, man.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what's going to change the game is if you could steal Wi-Fi. Like if it's a way to like literally like get a Wi-Fi box and not have to pay a fee every month, and then you pay like $250 for the whole year for Wi-Fi, bro.
That's interesting because you used to be able to steal cable like that, like have the cable boxes. So
just go up. We used to know a dude that used to go up on the pole. He used to go up a pole and like do some wiring, and like me and our neighbors and us allegedly we had stolen cable. Allegedly.
Yeah.
I can't confirm or deny that we had stolen cable in 1995.
Yeah, I remember the boxes. You would have all the channels, and that's when like you start to get into them 500 channels and all that. That's when the pornos.
Oh, they called it the Spice Channel back in the day.
Yeah,
it was the frizzy porn. Like the porn was never like, it was never steady. It was always squiggly porn. It was like the screen was like sometimes colorful.
Really?
And it would be like zzz, 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 and then sometimes it would like straighten out.
Yeah, for 1 second when he about to bust.
And you be seeing the titties, you be like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
And what I would do, because, when you're a kid and you like looking at titties for the first time, I would like you know how you had a last button on the remote? I would have like the last channel would be like, maybe some, I don't know, maybe ESPN or something.
Yeah. And
then the other channel would be the porn channel.
Yeah.
So if your parents open the door, you can just press last and it just go back to ESPN.
Be straight. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, funny. But once they leave, I'm going to be jacking.
I'm gonna be once my mama leave, I'm gonna be jacking again.
My parents be like, stop jacking off, and I'll be like, all right. But when they leave, I'll be jacking again.
That's hilarious.
Oh, dang!
But no, that's real. You used to have to. I know for me, like we always had basic cable, so. The most we'll get, or the most that I would get was like you would get like some like Nip Tuck on FX. Sometimes they would show little TNA on there. Or I remember there was a show when I was a kid. It was called Pants Off Dance Off. And basically, I don't even know the premise of the show, but I just remember like there would be a girl on there dancing. And then she would be dancing and then dancing on the screen. And then I don't know if she would have to, it wouldn't be like a question answered. I don't really know what would happen.
Dance off.
Yeah. It was just like the girl would just be dancing on there. And then all of a sudden like an article of clothing would come off. So she would just have like a bra on. And then all of a sudden like
was
her
it the
pants
Spanish channel?
No, it was in English.
Oh.
But yeah, it might have been on like Comedy Central or, some random show or some random network.
I know back in the day before all these Instagram thirst traps, like the most sexual like in nature was this like Univision or Telemundo.
Yeah, they would be like super sexualized, but I would say like I would like tap in with those sometimes just cuz it would be like thick Mexican women on there. But the way you could really get by if you had like basic cable and you didn't really have like the HBOs and the soft porn and stuff, it would be like, what you think I'm gonna say? You go first.
On late at night on the E channel.
What would they be doing?
It was a couple of shows that came on. It was one that was a show called Wild On, where they would like go travel around like the world and like Carnival, and they'd be out there. They'd be out there with the thongs on.
Oh no, not that. That sometimes they would also have like the paid program and like the Girls Gone Wild. They would be running
Girls Gone Wild,
and then they would be like flashing the
College
titties,
co-eds.
and you'd be like, you'd be trying to see some titties, and then all of a sudden it would be the logo on the nipple. I'd be like,
you get like 30. You get about 40% titty on there.
Yeah.
It'd be just enough to get
your rocks off.
Get your rocks off.
But no, what I would watch a few things. I would watch like I would say like I would be waiting sometimes like for the shows like Nip Tuck because they'll be like, brief nudity or like, TVMA or whatever. And I'd be like, man, waiting the whole episode. I don't even care about the premise. I don't care about character development. Man, I want to see some titty development. But I would watch sometimes like Howard Stern. Howard Stern would be like,
it'd be wild.
It'd be girls on there going crazy. And then it would be, I would watch some of like the surgery shows where like they would do like the breast augmentations, and
man.
then it would be like the girls would get like the titty implants, and it would be the same thing. Like they'll show the whole body, and then they would have like just the nipple would be blurred out.
They just cover up the pepperoni nipples.
Yeah, yep, exactly. Yeah. And I'd be like, and it wouldn't even be like not like the Girls Gone Wild where they have like a logo over it. It'll literally just be blurred. So it'd just be like, I can imagine the rest. Like
you'd be like, oh, them nipples is brown.
Yeah,
there's some big brown nipples.
Yeah, that's facts.
Nah, the college should be like, go Girls Gone Wild, college co-eds trying to find a place to hang out.
Yeah.
And there'd be girls like during the New Orleans Mardi Gras, like Mardi Gras, spring break Mardi Gras.
Yeah,
they'll do anything for those Jerry beads.
Yeah,
well, they didn't call them Jerry beads; they called them like Mardi Gras beads.
Yeah,
that was another thing. Jerry was another one.
Yeah.
If you ever seen the uncut version of Jerry, it'll blow your mind, bro.
Yeah,
because when them girls be like, "I just want my Jerry beads," they really showing titties on there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was one. I've mentioned this before. On Jerry Springer, there was this one black girl, this bigger black woman.
You could probably find the episode
I'm
somewhere.
gonna try to find that mug. But this black girl was like, she was a big girl. It's like, I just want my Jerry beads. Right? And her titties was so big that they had to blur the whole screen out. I was like, God damn. All you seen was Jerry Springer at the corner, like in letters, said Jerry Springer show. Everything else was blurred out. That's how you know them titties big. You gotta blur the whole 75% of the screen was blurred out.
That's crazy.
I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
And the whole crowd was like, oh.
That's crazy.
When the white girls would be like, here you go, ma'am. So what do you need? He's like, honestly, I just want my Jerry beads. You know they have some little titties when they just be like a little line blurred. just a line. I just want my Jerry beads, honestly.
That's comedy.
Sometimes they would fool you. You would think it would be like, like some innocent, like look like an accountant or something.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I just want my Jerry beads. It's cool.
Yeah. It's like kids will never even have like those type of stories, like having to like do real work to like get some fragment of like nudity or something, like a glimpse. Yeah. Now it's the access is just too easy.
That's what my Jerry beads.
Yeah. The kids just hop on their phone or their laptops or whatever and Google the sites or
what was that show that when you didn't have cable, you had a couple shows that you watched. Everybody watched the same shows. I think it was The Price is Right was one of them. Mm-hmm. I think People's Court was another one. Remember People's Court?
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they come in, it's like, Jared says he didn't bother anyone and people need to leave him alone. The defendant is countersuing for $500. Mm-hmm. The other person comes in. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
He said that his dog bit him and it didn't even do anything to his face, but he's coming back to prove his case.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sometimes is at the end they be like they'll meet up.
At the end they meet up with the interviewer out in the thing.
Yeah.
And one girl said, "You know what? I should have knew she was a liar by the way her haircut was." And then the girl came out and her hairline was back here. I was like, oh my God.
I'll say that I have done like auditions for like short films and stuff, and I've seen a couple people post as part of their acting reel being on like Judge Judy or one of these like these little celebrity judge things. I'd be like, dog, that's not really showing your acting chops. Like, not
at all.
That just show you into drama.
Yeah, really. Judge Judy, I've seen Judge Judy do such a bad job. Like, she wouldn't even let people talk.
Bruh, remember Judge Judy with the big booty on Atlanta?
Oh, and they kept on like assuming she was thick.
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious, man. It's like, oh my God, I know she had ass like that. That shit was hilarious, bro.
That's comedy, dog.
That was hilarious, bro. But there was some satire that was on the internet like years ago, like saying like, I think Judge Judy might be thick or whatever.
Yeah. Cause she just sitting down the whole time. You'd be like, dang, I wonder what's back there.
It's like, sir, so what's your evidence, sir? He's like, well, basically my wife, stop it. Just stop right there. Stop right there. So you're telling me that you didn't get the paperwork? He's like, I was actually pulling it out. Stop right there. I'm like, oh my God.
There was I forgot which judge. One of those judges, one of the black judges, black female judges. I forget which one it was, but
a couple of them.
Yeah, but she came out here to Bakersfield and she did like I don't even know what it was for, but she did like a little. I guess she just talked about her career and stuff like that. I just remember her coming out here. Super random.
Yeah, it's a couple very well-known judges. There was a show back in the day too called Judge Mills Lane. I don't know if you've seen it. Because Judge Mills Lane was also a judge and a boxing judge.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And he used to be like, let's get it on.
Yeah.
He was also on Celebrity Deathmatch. I don't know if you remember that on MTV.
Yeah.
Damn, man. This is nostalgia now. This is taking me back.
I'm going to look it up to see which one it was.
Yeah, Jerry Springer passed away, but so we can't get no more of them shows. But, man, he must have gave out so many Jerry beads, man. I just want about Jerry beads. Titties blaring. The whole screen got blurred out. I need to find that episode. I got to see that. God damn.
Yeah, you got to find that.
Rap videos was one of the worst. Like, that was BET's Uncut.
BET Uncut. I forgot.
That was some wild, like before Instagram and all these thirst traps, Instagram Uncut was the most wild shit. More specifically, Nelly's I Need a Tip Drill video. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like a sophomore in high school. And he was like, it ain't your face, so it must be your ass. I need a tip drill. I need a tip drill. And they ran a credit card through this girl's ass crack. And it was just big old booties in the video.
Yeah.
And it's Nelly smacking booties. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That was a different era, bruh.
And my dad was sleeping in the back room back there, and I turned that volume all the way down. I was like, I need to watch this.
I need to watch this.
I gotta watch this.
That's the only I don't even know. I might have seen it, but not in real time. But was there any other videos on there?
Oh yeah, it was a lot of other freaky.
There was a couple other, but I just know that was
the
most
big
famous
big
one.
pimping video one. That kind of got some shit in it too.
Oh, that was on there.
Oh yeah, big pimping, spending cheese.
Yeah,
some of them girls are straight up naked in that video, in the uncut version. But I think on BT Uncut they just showed more, but they didn't show them completely naked.
Yeah.
And
that's crazy.
The one girl that wrote the book, she was in Karen Steffens, or the Superhead. She was in I forgot what she was in what's his name? In a Mystical video.
Oh yeah. Been
so long. Sing it.
Karen Steffens is a girl that's just like or she's a woman that's she's like very comfortable in her skin because she got some hoe behavior for sure.
She has some whole stories.
Yeah. She's but she comfortable. She talk about it very casually. So shout out to her. Shoot.
I ain't shouting her out, man.
Shout out to Superhead,
man. Kissing and telling ain't never a good thing.
Yeah.
Keep that shit to yourself and shut up. I ain't never been telling a bunch of people about girls I had sex with. That just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yep. You got anything else on this, buddy?
Nope.
All right, we go ahead and move it along. Switching gears. Mos Def, the rapper Mos Def, recently called Drake's music shopping music when he was asked by an interviewer, is Drake hip hop? And I thought that it was kind of I won't say a leading question, but it was kind of like she already had like a smirk on her face.
She knew what she was doing.
She knew what she was doing. She was trying to solicit a behavior out of him. And I thought that was a corny job by the interviewer. Drake's music might technically be considered rap if you had to throw it in the genre bin. But Yazin Bey, a.k.a. Mos Def, said it ain't pure hip-hop as far as he's considered. The legendary MC recently sat down for an interview with the Cutting Room Floor podcast where the host asked him straight up if he considered Drizzy to be hip-hop, which made for a fascinating exchange. Long story short, no, Mos Def doesn't think Aubrey's in the circle. He didn't directly say no. He said it's more pop, is what he said. And he also said it's like something you would hear like if you're shopping. And then he kind of like just start like giggling, right? But here's the problem I have with Mos Def. Like I love Mos Def, and I come from a time where I've probably taken in more hip hop than a lot of people. And I'm old enough to have heard a lot of hip hop, but I'm still young enough to where I'm still receiving it. And I thought that shit was corny by Mos Def. First of all, when you talk about Drake, you shouldn't be giggling and laughing. Like Drake, like hip hop is not a monolithic genre, but it's annoying that it's looked at that way because there's not genres cut up within hip hop. Like, with country music, it's kind of, I think they got like bluegrass or whatever. There's certain sectors of country that are different, And with hip hop, they're not granted that type of freedom. Like, truth be told, I'm the type of guy that I love the Yin Yang Twins, but I also love Common, and I also love Mos Def, and I also love Method Man, and I also love Drake, and I also love 21 Savage, and I also love J. Cole and Kendrick, and I also love Lil Jon. Like, I love hip hop, and I think that all of it is hip hop. Even fucking Iggy Azalea is a form of hip hop, and I'm not a fan of hers. But the thing about it is like when you in your mind, you've already created the metrics of what hip hop is to you, right? And Mos Def is like laughing off Drake, like that's just ignorant. And I'm tired of seeing old acts do this shit. Stop doing that. You don't have to like Drake per se, but if you say is Drake hip hop, you can say, I think Drake is definitely different. I think that what we would traditionally consider hip hop, like he's probably not that, but he's still hip hop in a different way. That's a good way of answering the question. But I can't tell you how to answer the question. I can't tell you how to do it. But what I can tell you is it's shitty to be sitting up there giggling when you talk about Drake. Drake is literally one of the greatest hip hop artists or straight artists of all time. Yeah. And I don't think that's something, I think he's done enough work in his career where he shouldn't be giggled and laughed at. Not to mention, you talk about hip hop, right? Like, I mean, if hip hop is more than like just that, like, isn't it like fashion? Is fashion a form of hip hop also? I mean, what he's wearing is not very fashionable. It's not very hip hop. He looked kind of, honestly, Mos Def looked kind of flamboyant sitting up there. You didn't see the interview? Nuh-uh. He was sitting up there looking. He was moving his hands kind of flamboyant too.
Oh dang!
Go look at the video.
Being gay is not hip hop.
Yeah, dick is not hip hop. And I ain't calling that man gay. All I'm saying is he did look a little flamboyant while he was up there talking, giggling.
Somebody gonna cut that up crazy one day.
What?
Saying being gay is not hip hop.
Oh man, it's like he's homophobic. I knew it from the very beginning that he was doing that, and that is not satire. That is truly who Keith is. Keith is a homophobe. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
That's crazy.
It's sad how people will create content on the internet because they're using your content. Yeah, like we're kind of doing it now. Except we're trying to view it like we're trying to get the full spectrum of it. We're not just trying to shortchange them.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's hate. If you want to bring up anybody, I think a lot of this stuff is it's never objective because when you are speaking about somebody, especially in this platform, and that style of an interview, you're always obviously going to bring up names that actually matter. There's never going to be a conversation about like the artist on Spotify that is not moving the needle. You're going to bring up a guy like Drake's name because he's the biggest artist, the biggest hip hop artist, in probably ever, right? He's broken all kind of awards, the Beatles, singles awards and Michael Jackson's awards and all this, number one records in the country and stuff like that. So I think that, that's always going to be part of the conversation. And I will say, I think, I agree with you in terms of like laughing it off. Like Drake is not really anybody to laugh at because, he's super talented and it takes a lot of talent to be able to do what he's done over the course of, however 10 plus years. I just think, I think for him, he doesn't really want to be put in a box, right? He kind of came out the gate singing and rapping and, still to this day, he's, still singing and rapping. And I think there's some merit to what he's saying in terms of Drake being like, if we just look at pop in terms of, the true definition of it, meaning like popular music, like
Right.
music that is like out is for everybody. I get that. Like it is. I would consider him to be like I wouldn't call him. He would even say he says he's a pop star, but I just think like in terms of like I think at his core though, like you always know the last record on his album is going to be a song where he just, it's just straight bars for like 3 minutes. You know what I mean? So I think at his core, he's a rapper. But, just like, I just hate to do it in a demeaning way. And I think that, like you said, it's just not no room or it's not even necessary to do that.
And like I mentioned before, I'm a huge fan of tons of different hip hop. I'm a fan of Black Thought. I'm a fan of Common. I'm a fan of Mos Def. I'm a fan of all these really older acts and younger acts. And what I could tell you is like imagine if John Sally, right? Imagine if John Sally is getting interviewed and they ask him during the interview, so do you think Michael Jordan is the best? And he'll be like, I mean, he probably couldn't play in this era, but
Yeah.
Who the fuck is John Sally to laugh at Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
In this hip hop shit, Mos Def is John Sally.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that John Sally was sorry. He was a role player. But Mos Def isn't so great that he gets to laugh at fucking Drake. He cannot do it. You cannot do it. So people gotta,
especially when like you have respect from other people who like a guy like J. Cole would be like, Drake is, the GOAT, or Jay-Z shows respect to him. So
thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. Most definitely can't do that.
You can't do that. Also, that's a great point. If you want to talk about hip hop, J. Cole and Kendrick are considered traditional hip hop artists, are they not?
Yeah.
So why is it that when they talk about who's the greatest, they say J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake? Drake is being respected by his peers, so why don't you respect him?
Yeah,
that's the shit that's wild.
Because it's just hate, dog. Like when you really think about it, and I think that J. Cole, he mentioned this, and he did an interview with Lil Yachty, and he talked about how, when Soulja Boy popped off and he doing the dancing and stuff, and he like, yo, I really care about my craft. I really care about lyrics, and I'm spending all night trying to like craft these great songs, these well-written songs, and then somebody comes and does a dance song, and then they start going crazy, and he starts to judge, them and hate, and what you really hate. But what he was like one day, I had to realize that I'm hating one, and then understand and then create a way to appreciate it for what it is, like appreciate. Oh, Soulja Boy is really a vibe. Like when this come on and the kids hear it, like everybody start dancing.
Yes.
So I think that that's one of the things, and that's one of the things for me too. Like I try to look at everything objectively. So and I try not to hate about anything, because it's one thing to dislike something and then it's another thing to hate. Yeah. And I hear that, and I try, like if I hear it, I try to with people around me, I try to make sure they understand, I'm disliking something objectively. So there's even local filmmakers and people that I know that are like filmmakers from LA or whatever, and they'll post their content, and me and my friends will talk about it, and I'll be like, yeah, I just think that was cool, but they also they probably should work on this area. They should, learn to develop characters, or they should, practice screenwriting a little bit more, or find a mentor to help them out or something like that. But then there are some of my friends, for example, I won't say who said this, but when Creed 3 came out, right? I actually liked the movie. I thought it was really good. And I was talking to one of my friends about it, and he was just like, he was like, because Michael B. Jordan directed it. It was his directing debut. And we were talking about what he was able to do and carrying on a franchise, and, in his directing debut and all this stuff, and how the fight scenes were pretty dope. But then my friend was just like, yo, he was like, it's kind of a layup. He was like, yeah, it's like, and I was like, nah, he kind of he directed the movie. Like you can't really, it could have went bad. There's a version of that movie where it was a failure, and he was like, nah, it's a layup, dog. Like the franchise is there, you got the actors and everything. Like he didn't really have to do much, and I'm like, nah. So that's hate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I was just like, that's not one. I don't believe that, and two, like I think even if that was the case, like. Which it wasn't the case. Like he did a good job. Like being a you can't fake being a director. Like when you show up as Michael B. Jordan, leading actor, you're the director of the franchise. Like you are the person saying action. You are the person talking to people. You are the person telling the cameraman where you want the camera to go. You can't just show up and fake the funk. It don't work like that.
Yeah. Also, too, like artists like Lil Bow Wow, Soulja Boy, Jermaine Dupri, the Yin Yang Twins, like all these type of guys are necessary to hip hop. They're necessary because when it comes to women like shaking their ass or having a good time, they're not turning on Mos Def.
Yeah.
They're not turning on Common.
Didn't he had a song like I forgot? He had a song. I'll look it up.
I'm like, what, Miss Fat Booty?
That's what it was called?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was like
that one?
Yeah, but even then it's like they wasn't playing that in no Atlanta strip club.
No.
Yeah.
And I love Mos Def, bro. I'm a fan of Mos Def. But I can tell when a nigga's hating. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I think that like all these different elements of hip hop are absolutely necessary. Absolutely. All of it is hip hop. Even back, the New Boys? You're a jerk. You're a jerk. Even that shit is hip hop. All of it is.
It takes, like you said, I think one, music is a vibe. So at the end of the day, we got, like, for example, for me, on a Sunday, we record this on Sunday, I wake up in the morning and I go to church. So that's like strictly like gospel music, right? And then you leave from there and then you watch a football game and you listen to the intro and all that stuff. And it might be like a hip hop song that plays while the players are running out and stuff like that. So I say that to say like, it's vibes. It's like everything has its pocket. Everything has its space in this, in this world. And even like you mentioned, like with, I would say though, I think not there. I would say that in every genre, there's like purist. And I think that even in country, like, you had the example of country earlier. I think even in country, when people seen Lil Nas X or they seen Taylor Swift, everybody was kind of like judging it. Like,
that ain't real country.
Yeah, exactly.
Jelly Roll, they said that ain't real country. Jelly Roll ain't country.
Yeah, even in jazz, like I took a jazz appreciation course. And, people would be like, Miles Davis might be the most popular jazz artist, but people was like, he was good, but, that's.
What's is scat another form of jazz?
Scat is, I'm not sure if that's an actual genre, but.
Isn't scat like.
Yeah. But I wouldn't call that a genre. That's more of a, like, just a style. Yeah. Scatting. That's what, like, what's the name be doing that sometimes? What's the dude's name? God dang, he did the Yam song. Can I get to the Yams, sweet Yams?
He be scatting? Really?
What's the dude's name?
I don't know.
I forget.
Somebody remade the song though.
Yeah, but the guy that sing like the I don't know if he sing the original, but the one that I'm talking about, he got the braids and whatnot. He plays like all kind of instruments.
Oh.
But yeah, he's like a jazz musician, and then he's also like he sings and stuff like that.
I wonder if like Aretha Franklin had elements of scat in her music.
Maybe it's all.
That was just a sound.
Yeah.
That wasn't even like a lyric.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Masego is his name. That's something.
Masego, okay.
Yeah, Masego. He used to do like I found, you'd be like saying like, dang, I found this dude years ago before he was verified. Actually, Masego was like going crazy on SoundCloud, and he would do covers of like hip hop songs, but he would do like jazz versions of them, and then it would be like he would do some dope stuff.
The super jazz people are kind of weird though. Like they have like jazz cafes, and people like go up there and they be like,
not in a jazz cafe. That's like poetry stuff.
I think ass poetry.
Yeah, not in a jazz.
But the poetry people are weird too though.
Yeah, the
They be
poetry
like-
is different.
Poetry people be talking in the ways you be like, I don't know what's going on. Like, love, hate, bring, here, come, leave, love, laugh,
Yeah,
be faithful.
bust a nuts. Oh yeah, feels good. Feels amazing.
Bend that ass over. Let that coochie breathe. I say breathe. Breathe, coochie. Breathe. Oh, man. Jazz people really be getting it. Jazz people will take a whole, like, hip-hop song and turn it into, like, some random, like, motivational poets. Like, they be like, from the windows to the walls.
Let's see.
From the walls to Jupiter to back, to the sweat falls off of my testicles and my AKA balls, because the white man has held me back for so long that the windows to the walls drip down my balls from my people. You were like, what the fuck is going on?
They used to do that with the Def Poetry Jam.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, guys like Kanye and DMX would go on there, and it wasn't really poetry.
It was just his lyrics.
It was just his lyrics, but
He just broke his lyrics down. This is very typical narcissistic fucking
yeah.
Kanye.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to call him narcissistic because I can't diagnose that. But I will say very egocentric. Is that a good word?
Yeah, that might be a good
Like,
one.
just to spend $100 on this, just to say, nigga, you ain't up on this.
Nigga, that's your song.
Yeah,
I just played it on the way here.
You just played it on the way to this Def Comedy. Not Def Comedy, Def Poetry.
Jam.
Yeah.
That was dope though. It was a vibe.
Yeah, but no slight to Most Def, man.
Yeah.
But I ain't calling the man gay, but he did look a little flamboyant up during that interview. Yeah, I don't know.
Shout out to
People,
Mos Def.
he's one of those fashion people now.
Really?
Yeah, it's some dude that walks up to celebrities and he be like, "Yo, what you wearing?
What you got on? What you got on? How much is that right there?
He's like, I got the Miri top. Oh, a Miri. And I got the the bow-legged pants. Bow-leg. Okay.
How
I
much
see
is that
bow-
one? How much is that one right there?
He's like, this was $3,500. Okay.
Oh, 3,500 on the feet. 3,500 on the feet.
Yeah, and what kind of chain are you wearing? Oh, this is pure Camagier. Oh, Camagier in the building. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here, man. I never want to be that rich to where I'm wearing fucking Batman suits and people tell me that it looks good. No way, man. No way. You see Kanye, he had like shoulder pads on with some leggings.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's wrong with this nigga? He got his cakes out. Kanye walk around with some leggings on, with his cakes out, with like a police shirt from fucking France. You know what I'm saying? With shoulder pads. I feel bad for his wife. She had a fucking tinfoil hat on walking down the street.
God dang.
All Kanye do is show his wife's titties on his motherfucking Instagram. What's up with that?
Yeah, his wife need to start her OnlyFans.
You might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll go crazy.
Kanye gonna be like, instead of OnlyFans, my wife got Kanye fans. Subscribe right now. We changing the industry, y'all.
It's on Ye fans.
And it's crazy. Like, I got my wife on Kanye fans. By the way, Diddy was doing wild stuff, peeing on people, man. Y'all stay away from Diddy, y'all. God bless. You be like, what? You see that weird video Diddy just came out with?
Nah.
This nigga Diddy he's trying to fix his image and it didn't work at all.
What'd he do?
He got on there and he was like, yo, I'm just getting tired of like, sitting back and allowing people to create narratives or whatever about my name. Like, fuck all that. Be the light, man. Be the light, man. You got to shine bright. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I didn't see that one.
This is the newest one. This is
No,
recent.
I didn't see that yet. No, I didn't. The thing that thought you was talking about, it wasn't even a video that I'm thinking about. It was just a post.
Oh, this is a video. He started, he's like, first of all, let me touch on something real quick. And then somebody in the comments said, "Nah, you don't need to touch
Yeah,
nothing, bro.
don't touch.
You don't need to touch
You
nothing.
touched enough
First,
already.
don't touch nothing, bro."
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's funny about these celebrities though is when they do something stupid and they try to get back and they try to get the court of public opinion back into their good graces. They always post these raggedy fucking videos like motivational videos. Like, shut the fuck up. I don't need some celebrity to tell me to do something. Like, it'll be like, yo, man, forget all the talking and all that, man. Be the light. Like, be the light, man. Don't let people try to, get on you and say things about you and shut down what you got going on. You got things going on, man. Be the light, man. Be the light. Straight up. Word up. And he's just like walking around. Like, he's like in the public just walking around making these videos. And I'm like, bro, your shit is over with, bro. Like, nobody's going to fuck with you anymore.
Yeah, I think that in those cases, like, I don't know. This is what I would say, though. Jonathan Majors, he came out. He sat on Good Morning America. And he didn't answer no question.
I didn't even see
He did
it.
a whole interview and he didn't answer one question. He just was on there and they were like, basically like what happened? How did she get the scars? He's like, I wish I knew. That's the question that, we're all wondering. I don't know how she got those scars.
Should not even did an interview.
And then it was like another question was like, is there any like, any regrets or anything that you have? And he was like, he's like, I didn't do anything wrong, but what I will say is the only thing that I regret is not breaking up with her sooner, not having the not having the, he didn't say balls, but not having the balls to break up with this woman, before the relationship got a hand, and just say that I wanted to see other people. And I was like, he really curated
Jonathan Majors,
this?
do you beat your meat? I don't beat anybody. I just stay to myself and pray. And so you don't masturbate? No, I don't have a master. I don't.
That's how he's answering the question. And then it was like, Megan Good is stuck by your side this whole long. Like, what does that say about her? And he's just like, I just think I found a one. She's just, she's just stuck by my side and just really been the strength that I need. She's a real Coretta. That's what he said.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it panned to her, and she just sitting there, just like
crying,
looking on, like just like in awe of this man.
This is cringy, man. It's cringy because she went and found a nigga with a bunch of problems. She was married to a pastor.
Yeah.
You leave a pastor and you go find a nigga with a bunch of problems. That's how it's like. That's dysfunctional.
I would say I don't know about their relationship, but what I will say is I think that Jonathan Majors, I think he shouldn't have said nothing. I think his career is. I think he's okay. Like, I think he gonna have to lay low for a minute.
He'll be able to come back.
Yeah, lay low for a minute, and then he gonna have to work his way up the ranks. He gonna have to do, a little short film here, maybe like a little very very indie low budget project, and then. I would say in about 3 years he'll be good. This is the crazy part when Chris Brown got into the situation with Rihanna, we thought he was done. Like, he can't even come outside. I remember Googling his name. It wasn't nothing on the internet about this man. And then he started doing a couple mixtapes. Mm-hmm. I think he had released one album after. It was an album he released. It was very poppy. It was a straight flop. Nobody was listening to it. And I remember hearing it and I was like, dang, this one ain't it. And then he went away. He started hanging out with Tyga. Started hanging out with Kevin McCall, couple LA producers and stuff like that. He was doing the mixtapes. And then he had that No Bull song and then a couple other songs. And then just like that, he was right back into the forefront.
Well, it's been proven in Hollywood. If you're a really good musician, and you're really great at what you do, you definitely could beat women.
That's crazy.
I mean, hey, look, I'm sorry, but that's the message that we send.
Yeah.
Because women are paying, over $1,000 to go backstage with Chris Brown and take pictures with him. Mm-hmm. So as long as you're talented, nobody's going to hold you accountable for beating women.
Do you think that people have the ability to change, like be a changed person?
I think that change can happen. I think that people can redeem themselves. But if we're being very blunt and honest, we understand that a vast majority of people do not better themselves. That's man, woman, child, whatever. People don't better themselves. After being physically abusive to women, if you've had that behavior for quite some time, it's tough to break. You've built a bunch. We're creatures of habit. What we do habitually over time is who we are. I don't know Chris Brown. I don't want to hold him to his worst moment ever. However, beating on a woman is very low to me. It's very low. You know what I'm saying? And for me, he doesn't have anything to prove to me at all. I hope he's doing well. I genuinely do. But if you're James Brown, you could beat women. If you're Chris Brown, you could beat women. If you're Bobby Brown, not really, because he smoked a lot of crack. But I don't think Bobby Brown ever beat women.
Yeah, I don't think he had at least not a reputation for
All
that.
he did was beat his pipe, beat his crack pipe. But besides that, there was nothing else. If you're Rick James, you could beat women. What Hollywood and what the music industry has proven is that you can physically beat on a woman if you are talented. If you're not that talented, you gotta go away. And if you're Tory Lanez, he's so talented that people will support him to the time he got convicted.
People still support him.
Yeah. So if we exchange Tory Lanez with a less talented act, there would be less support for him.
Yeah. I don't think anybody would care.
I don't know why we're like that as a society. Anybody doing any wrongdoing to women should be held accountable. But if your music is slapping, like people didn't want to believe R. Kelly peed on them girls. There's like, ain't no way he did that, man. And I support, they just trying to bring a black man down. And it's like, well, maybe if you didn't stop, if you kept, you kept playing Step in the Name of Love at all your, at all your family functions, you don't want to believe that R. Kelly is peeing on people.
I wonder, we always talking about we were talking about it during the live thing about like separating the production from the producer or something like that. So yeah, I don't know. I think, for me, I obviously am not a supporter of domestic violence, and I do. I'm not gonna say like I listen to Chris Brown's music a lot, but I do have my favorite Chris Brown songs for sure. So
oh yeah, Chris Brown got some fucking slappers.
Yeah. I like a lot of his older, like when he was a teenager, like those first few albums.
Let me see if you can run it.
I like a lot of that stuff. And even stuff he like low key like demos and stuff he had before he got signed.
Chris Brown is an OG. Like he's a legit OG. Yeah,
he's been around.
He's not even. He's only like 34, I think. So that's the thing that's crazy. Chris Brown been making music, I think, since I was in high school. Yeah, which is wild.
He was like a teenager, probably like 16, 17 when a lot of those songs came out.
Yeah, let me see, because I'm older than him by, I think, 4 years. Let me see.
Yeah.
He has some songs out. I think he was in junior high when some of them songs came out.
Yeah.
Let me see. Chris Brown.
BT Days. I think he was 106 in Park Days.
He was born in 89. Let me see. Chris Brown. Yep, 89. He's 34. May. He'll be 35. Yeah, yep. I got him by so yeah. I got him by 4 years, but he definitely was making music when I was in high school.
Yeah, he signed his record deal when he was 16.
Oh shit.
So yeah, right in there. It says 2005 he left Essex High School and headed for New York City to pursue a music career, and soon after he signed with Jive Records at 16 years old. Yeah, self-titled album debuted in Chris Brown, peaked at number 2 on the Billboard. Yeah, dang. Crazy.
Damn, that's nuts. Yeah, this dude's been in there a long time. Some girl popped up. Dang, she fine as hell. Jesus Christ. Well, hope he's not beating her. All right, let's go ahead and let's switch gears. Oh man, yeah, that'd be crazy. Imagine like when they drop a beat in the studio, be like do 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 do. Man, I'm about to beat this beat down. All right, switching gears, and let's go ahead and wrap it up after this. Joe Coy. Joe Coy was at the Golden Globes. He had a variety of jokes, and some of them funny, some of them not, but it's completely subjective. So yeah, Joe Coy performs first stand-up since bombing at the Golden Globes mock soft Caleb crowd. Can we fucking laugh at ourselves? End quote. On an icy 19-degree night in St. Louis, comedian Joe Coy was nowhere to be found amid a Midwestern snowstorm. His flight was Los Angeles canceled. Blah, blah, blah. That doesn't mean anything. 25 minutes after 8 p.m. start time for Joe Coy World Tour, theater announced, ladies and gentlemen, we're dealing with, why is it, this is extra stuff. Okay, this is what he said in quote. Said, holy shit, right? Said, Coy of the applause, this big hug that you gave me is all I need. Swear to God, fucking whirlwind. So basically, while he was at that, at the Golden Globes, he told some jokes. I'm trying to find the one he said about Taylor Swift. You remember what he said verbatim?
I can't quote it, but it's a short joke, so I'm sure it's on. I can find it real quick.
Joe Coy, Taylor Swift. Joe Coy defends Taylor Swift after Golden Globes. Nope, don't care. Joe Coy says there was no ill intent with the Taylor Swift joke. Here we go. Let's go get it. And it says, I didn't understand the Taylor tiff, the comedian told Los Angeles Times Thursday. Mind you, that one was just getting rewritten 50 times. Never ran it through all the way up until we had to walk out. It's just weird. Where do you place it? And we kept hammering it and cutting it down, but the whole intention of the joke was to make fun of the NFL. He continued, it was like the cool thing about the Globes. Still not showing the joke?
I think I found it.
You got it?
Yeah. Let me see.
As you know, we came on after a football doubleheader. The big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, on the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift. I swear. There's just more to go to here. Sorry about that. As you know...
What the hell is that noise? I was about to be like, did he fart?
That was kind of weird, huh?
Yeah. I'm like, Keith over here laying him silent fart. You know what's hilarious? When somebody farts in the middle of a conversation and they try to act like you didn't hear it. They're like, yeah, so I went over to the doctor earlier.
Yeah, you got to play it off.
Or it'd be like them little low bass farts. Like, yeah, I don't see a problem with the joke. And sometimes as a comedian, part of being a comedian is bombing. I don't say that that's
not
a bomb.
on the Golden Globes, though. That's
Yeah.
like bombing at a special.
It is what it is, man. I don't think people are not, like, for me, I would find the funny in the joke just because most people aren't immersed in comedy, so they don't understand that, you're not always going to be funny. That's a part of being funny. It's like 100% of the shit that comes out your mouth is not always going to be funny. I've heard some jokes from Chris Rock where I was like, yeah, I didn't laugh at that. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with all the comedians I love, but I don't make them, like, I don't look at them like, oh, this shit was trash.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to deliver every time. That's just not real.
Yeah. I think that it's one of those things, like, if you're going to make a joke about the biggest conversation over the past year and over the football season, it got to be fire,
Yeah.
Like Taylor Swift, everybody has the premise is there, it's kind of like, as we're watching football and we see Taylor Swift more than we see some of the football players on the field. That's the premise, but you got to come with some heat if you're going to have a Taylor Swift joke.
Yeah.
And that wasn't really heat.
The issue to me is we don't know how many people are fucking sucking Taylor Swift's asshole and they don't want to have an edgy joke regarding Taylor Swift because she's really that powerful. That's like making fun of Beyonce at this point. Beyonce and Taylor Swift are both fucking massive. They're like the two biggest artists on the planet. So cracking a joke on them, you kind of got to soften it up. And you got to soften it up. And then he
didn't soften it up though. That was just a bad joke.
It wasn't a great joke, but I'm saying what I'm saying is you got to do a little buttoned up, like corny one-liner, not that funny. And I'm sure he had to run that. He talked about how they read the joke over and over like 50 times.
Yeah.
Like you're putting that much thought into that joke because it's fucking Taylor Swift. Like,
yeah.
Like to me, I'd be like, the thing about it is I can't say how I would tell the joke.
Mm-hmm.
But they probably wouldn't allow they wouldn't allow a comedian to get on there. Like they would not allow Andrew Schultz to get up there and crack Taylor Swift jokes because he's going to take it too far.
But the thing is, the result was still the same. Like the Swifties were probably mad, and she didn't laugh at all. So I just say, funny is funny, and if it would have been different, if she might not have liked it. It's the same situation with Chris Rock. Like, you know, it's kind of clunky. The whole like Jane Doe is like such a dated joke. I just think that, you know, when I think about hosts, like amazing hosts, I always think about like there's like the BET Awards. They had like a 4-year run where their shows were just amazing. You had like Monique come out, you know, you had like Jamie Foxx, even like Jamie Foxx at the ESPYs, you know, where they can get out there and they can make fun of LeBron James and they can make fun of, you know, Serena Williams and, you know, Monique. She's not making fun of Beyonce, but she's like referencing the uh-oh dance and all this stuff. Like those were the people. Monique is like talking about the Yin Yang Twins, about how she can't understand their music, but you know, all these different things. Like, but it's it's funny above all. I think now, you know, we can make the excuse that, you know,
the landscape is different.
you can't really make edgy jokes, but like at the end of the day, like Cat Williams said the same thing. He was like, you know, if you need all of the disrespectful stuff to be funny, then you probably just not that funny. You know, like there's a way to be funny, and obviously, like, you know, you got to be mindful of the times, but like, you know, you can't use, you know, only saying the F word or, you know, the F bomb or the word that rhymes with maggot and all these other things to be funny. You know, there's ways around that. And I think, you know, just in terms of Taylor Swift or whoever else, like, you know, it's the material is there, and we understand the premise, and, you know, we understand that Taylor Swift has become like this huge conversation. And there's a version of that joke that's probably funny. It probably would have needed to be worked out a little bit more. But yeah, that's just kind of, it just fell flat, man. And that's really what it is.
No, I hear you. Recently, Cat Williams, they showed like a part of his stand-up, and he was like, "What's crazy to me is Jamie Foxx had a mystery illness. Motherfucker said mystery illness, and they cured it. What?" But the way, because it's him and the way he tells his jokes, that shit had me crying.
Yeah, his cadence and
his cadence, the way he tells the jokes. Yeah. But yeah, he had a shot. It wasn't a shot at really at Jamie Foxx. It was just like him talking around. It's literally what happened. Nobody really knows what happened to Jamie Foxx. He never said what happened to him.
Yeah. He just popped up one day and
he said, "Yeah, right, man, I almost died, man. They prayed over me and stuff." And I'm like, "What did you have?"
A mystery illness.
Yeah, you have a mystery illness. It's like, I know you're keeping stuff secret, but goddamn.
Yeah. I think I would say, going back to Joe Coy, I think that, you know, he did himself a disservice by getting it like 10 days ago. Yeah. Especially knowing that it was a pretty big year. You have, you know, Barbie, you have Oppenheimer. You know, those are like both $1 billion movies that I think they dropped on the same day, dang near.
Damn.
Or like pretty close in proximity.
I still haven't seen either one of them.
Yeah, I seen both of them. Both of them pretty decent movies. But
you watch Barbie, cuz?
Yeah, I watch Barbie.
Oh wow.
I mean, everybody watch Barbie.
Gay.
But no, I just think that you know, he like I said, he only had 10 days to prepare, so that's understandable. But it's one of those things where like it's what you signed up for, right? So you can't like, if it went well, right? If everybody laughed at the Taylor Swift joke, the conversation around 10 days wouldn't have even came up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if somebody had to prepare for, you know, I don't know, like say they were studying for a test or something like that, and they go in there and ace it, they're gonna be like, "Ooh, that was cool." But if like, if they go in there and fail, they might be like, "Teacher, we only got 2 weeks to study for the final, and we didn't really get this till you know how it goes." So I just say like, 10 days. That's tough to curate a whole show and with a team of writers and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just feel like you can't really take on the job and then like he was kind of apologizing in it. That's what I would say. Like I feel like as a comedian, when a joke don't land, don't apologize. Don't apologize for it not working.
Just keep on not being funny.
Just keep on going, man.
It's like, hey guys, knock knock. Who's there? Knocker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just get the fuck off.
just move on. Yeah.
Just move on to the next non-funny joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlamagne said he was busting up laughing because he loves like when people bomb on stage.
Yeah.
Like he said, a bomb is funny.
Yeah.
The funniest one, like the funniest reference that Charlamagne makes that be having me dying. He said he had a buddy. He went to his comedy show, and then he said the dude was bombing real bad, and the dude said, "Man, white people getting pit bulls now." And everybody said nobody laughed at all, and he said he was the only one there screaming and laughing. Oh, that's got to make the bomb funnier when no one's laughing but one guy, and he's like, ah!
That's when you got to lean into that. You got to lean into that one guy.
Yeah. I think whenever you're not being that funny, you got to lean into some things. If you see a guy with a Dallas Cowboy jersey on, you be like, "You're a Dallas Cowboy fan? Any Dallas Cowboy fans in here?" You're like, "Yeah." "How long you been gay, man?" You know?
I think, I don't know. I mean, I'm not as seasoned as Joe Coy. I just think that.
Right.
He's like super successful though. And
Absolutely.
I guess it just, when it comes to one, it's the room, right? Like, and that's what I was saying.
That's not your room.
And you can't really compare the BET Awards to the Golden Globes. And I don't even know how to, I can't really reference like a funny award show like on that scale. Because a lot of them have kind of like, like Schultz was saying on their podcast, he was saying like, this is like the Hollywood elite. They're very wealthy people. And they're there for, to see people accept awards about, how great of a movie they made or how great of an actor they were. So, I don't know. I think, maybe there's a version of it where you actually don't make fun of people, right?
Yeah, like that really watered down fucking Trevor Noah comedy. Yeah, they love that. They love that fucking extremely soft liberal comedy.
Kind of like the maybe like a version of it where like it just kind of aligns with their liberal ideology.
Yeah, it'll be like he said he was on some award show like a year or two ago, and he's like, "We're going to do these. We're going to bring out the autists, and we're going to keep our names out of people's mouths."
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, man, shut the fuck up.
Laughing. That's not funny.
Yeah, it wasn't funny at all. But everybody's busting up laughing because it strokes their ego. Everybody's ego is getting stroked. So you could tell these jokes that, my thing is, if I'm telling a joke and it's fucking hilarious and it's making somebody uncomfortable, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. And I won't keep leaning into the person, but like that's the sacrifice you make. Like with comedy, these people are cracking jokes. Like at Dave Chappelle shows, what was the one he had? Sticks and Stones?
Yeah.
He did. He was saying some stuff about it. I think he was talking about his trans fan at that time. I forgot, Daphne, and he was cracking jokes. And when somebody stood up and they walked out, and I'm like, bro, like a comedian is not for you. Like a comedian is not personalized for you. A comedian is making the room laugh, not just you.
Yeah.
So I that's the thing. That's the same shit that happened with fucking. Matt Rife. Matt Rife was so used to being a boy toy that when he tried to finally speak out or he tried to be, I guess, edgy, women didn't like that shit. This whole time you've been our little boy toy doing what we wanted you to do, and now you want to start cracking jokes about domestic violence?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's tough out there. I know Kevin Hart came out and he said that he would never do an award show, or that was a headline. I didn't read the article, but
he apologized for something. I think the tweets that came out about him with the gay. He would hit. He said if he found out his son was gay, he would hit him over the head with something or something like that.
Yeah, he apologized. I'm talking about this is a more recent thing where he said he just said that there's not really a it's not really a space where you can actually it's just like the times is different. You can't really tell jokes no more.
Nah, but you know what else though? I'll say this. I've noticed like since Cat Williams did that interview, people are under Kevin Hart's comments trolling the fuck out of him. Everything
Really?
oh my God, it's annoying. Mm-hmm. Every time he posts, and he's been doing a lot of posting. Like I follow Kevin Hart and I see him, but not this much. He's been posting a lot. But I think he's taking.
Oh, he has a movie out right now.
He has a movie coming out, but he's posting all kinds of other shit besides the movie too. Because he's a very busy man. Mm-hmm. But I think he's also taking advantage of the fact that he's been one of the topics of discussion. Mm-hmm. And he's just posting work, fashion stuff, the stuff he's working on. Everybody's like, you notice that Kevin Hart is posting way more lately. I guess he's guilty of what they said. And they calling him an industry plant and all kind of shit, right? Mm-hmm. Here's the problem with that. The problem with that is these people already did not like Kevin Hart. This is just confirmation bias. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. First of all. Mm-hmm. Secondly, we don't know these niggas, man. Mm-hmm. We don't know them. Mm-hmm. If one person could say something and you believe everything they say, that's dangerous. Mm-hmm. That is so dangerous, dude. Mm-hmm. If you could just literally come out and say, like, you're an industry plant and you just believe everything Cat Williams said, that's dangerous. Mm-hmm. It is. I don't agree with everything that man said. I'm pretty sure there was elements of truth to some of the things he said, for sure. However, we don't know that. Mm-hmm. Leave Kevin Hart alone. This guy is slapping y'all in the face with success. If anything, if that's what he's doing, then he's still winning. Every other post, every other post is him slapping you in the face with what's the Fabletics. Mm-hmm. Fabletics. Then another one is the movie coming out. What's it called? Lift or something? Or what's it called?
Flight or something like that.
Flight, yeah. Mm-hmm. That movie's coming out.
It might be Lift. Yeah.
I think it might be Flight. I think
it's already out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It just came out though. Mm-hmm. Then it's some other brand deal he's doing. Then it's some other brand deal. Then he's wearing clothes that are sponsored. The thing, and he just posting like these selfies. But Kevin Hart is little, so all his clothes look the same. He just looks like a little person. So yeah, shout out to Kevin Hart, man. That's somebody I would love to sit down with. Kevin Hart, and I actually would like to sit down with Matt Rife and pick his brain about what has happened with him recently. Mm-hmm. That'd be somebody to talk to.
Yeah,
Joe Coy is a good conversation too.
Yeah, Joe Coy is hilarious.
Yeah,
like in conversation, his stand up is funny, but in conversation he's hilarious too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've got nothing else. You got anything else, kid?
Nope.
All right, well, people, we appreciate you, man. If you made it to the end of this episode, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
I'm out of here.
Peace.
I mean, we're out of here.
Later.